Hello, everyone. This is Nadia. Welcome to meditation. We will be working on part 3 of the Alchemical meditation series today, which is using the element of earth. Now, for earth, I decided to use salt, which may be a kind of an abstract way of getting into the earth, but we often hear about that phrase, the salt of the earth. When you think about that phrase, you may think of somebody that is humble, who is kind, who is grounded, who really makes you feel very stable when you're around them, a salt of the earth person. But what's interesting about salt is that in ancient days, salt was a valuable resource, almost if not as valuable as gold. And so to have salt in your home meant that you could eat through a hard winter, through a challenging time, because you could preserve your food. So without salt, many of our ancestors would not have been able to survive on this earth. So that is why we're using the element of salt in connection with the earth. Now, mythologist Michael Meade says that instead of putting salt in old wounds, that we can extract from them the salt of wisdom, which becomes a key medicine for the time we live in and the source of genuine solutions that can open ways forward. That includes everyone. So we're in this time right now. I don't know when you're watching this, but we're always in a time, aren't we, when we all have some sort of open wound, whether it's what society is teaching us, what society is giving us, or something that we've been through ourselves. But part of putting that salt into the wound is to understand that the salt itself is very purifying. And also in ancient times, people used that salt as kind of an antibacterial. And I'm giving you all this background and contextualizing it. So when you're working with the salt, you really understand the essence and the quality of the salt. There's an old alchemical saying that says, knowledge is a fire and dry souls are best. So we need to marinate ourselves. We need to salt ourselves. We need to brine ourselves to become to find that gold inside of us to really transform, transmute, transfigure ourselves in that alchemical way. The way that salt is harvested in the old times is that they would take these long rakes, they would go to the ocean, and it would require a certain quality of the sun and of the air and of the waves, and you would just sort of rake up the salt. It was like a spiritual task, and the French monks used to do this in the 7th century. So I'd like you to now close your eyes and think about an intention, something that you would like to bring into your life. And using the alchemical power of salt, we're going to bring this intention into life by really allowing it to brine in your subconscious mind, to marinate itself. So just here for a minute, thinking about something that you would like to manifest or to create, to ground into the earthiness of you. Think about the qualities of salt in your body. Think about the saltiness of your tears when you cry from sadness or joy. Think about the saltiness of your sweat when you're working hard at something. How salt always comes as a form of remembrance or of celebration or of challenge. What is it that you would like to remember, celebrate, or lean into a challenge? And bring your hands to your heart and begin to rub the hands together. By doing this, we're creating that inner fire. Remember, we need sunlight, we need fire to create the salt. So just rub the hands together, and as you do, Feel the quality of heat and friction in the hands. You are the alchemist here, creating this heat and friction in the hands. Now, our hands have 72,000 meridians, they say. There may be more, there may be less, but that's the number that I always hear. We have all these meridians in our hands that connect to the rest of our body. So when you're rubbing your hands together, you're kindling this fire to brine yourself in this inner salt to create it. When you're rubbing your hands, this is a form of active meditation, but you're also massaging all of the meridians of your hands. So you're massaging, whether you know it or not, your liver, your spleen, your kidneys, your lungs. Everything is getting stimulated here. And you may notice as you rub your hands enough, you start to heat up. It creates a kind of excitement in your body. You ever notice when people are really excited that they rub their hands like this? It's that feeling that they're creating. So keep rubbing your hands. And then close your eyes or soften them if they're not already there. Thinking about your intention. And when you feel it fully solidified in the cauldron of your heart, I want you to rub your hands really, really fast and then bring them to your heart center. Feel the heat of your hands. The salt of the body. The electrical impulses that happen with heat and salt. And then we're going to take this heat and move it through the body in a kind of self-somatic experiencing exercise. So if you feel comfortable, your hands are clean, I'd like you to bring your hands to the side of your head, just feeling your skull, feeling the sides of the skull, feeling the wholeness of you, feeling the heat, calming down the electrical impulses of the body. And then bring the right hand to the forehead, the left hand to the back of the head. And again, feeling the wholeness of the skull. Just breathe here, holding yourself. These are exercises created by Peter Levine, who is a known trauma educator, teacher. That you can do at any time, very quick, very easy. Just feeling yourself as the salt of the earth. And then keep your right hand on your forehead, bring your left hand to your heart. Connecting the head and the heart here, making sure that there's a clear channel between the head and the heart. And then the left hand stays on the heart. The right hand comes to the pelvic bowl and really cups it here. So you're connecting the root of your body to your heart. You can see that we're creating this clear channel, this clear line between the pelvis, the heart, and the head. But what you're really doing is feeling the wholeness of you. That's all. Feeling that you exist. You're safe. You're grounded. Everything's okay. And then take the right hand and slide it under your rib cage. And the left hand and bring it to the back of your neck. This is often where we sweat a lot, so you can feel some, you might feel sweat there, you might feel some of your salt. And then just lean your head back into your hand. And I like to liken this to a lover's touch. Oftentimes, a lover or even a mother, a father, a friend will touch the back of your neck and it makes you feel safe. So just leaning back into your hand, letting the light above you, whether you're outside or inside, the sun or the moon is shining on you. And then bring your head to center and bring your hands into your armpits, crossing over your body, the chin to the chest, just hugging yourself here, blessing yourself with your breath, moving through every point of the body, blessing yourself with your breath, blessing your toes, your ankles, imagining yourself putting this sacred salt on each part of your body. Bringing that salt to the shins and the calves, the knees, the backs of the knees. And so often we get sweaty back there. The thighs. And just feel yourself blessing your hips, your pelvis, the vessel of your navel point. Allow there to be a sprinkling of salt there. Then up towards the heart, blessing the shoulders and down the arms, into the hands, the palms of the hands, the fingertips, back up the arms to the shoulders, the neck, over the face. A little bit of salt on the lips. Feel yourself being pulled down into the earth. Gravity pulling you down. And as you do this, you move from your waterlogged consciousness to allowing the heat of your consciousness, the sunlight of your awareness and your wisdom to dry out and clarify your thoughts. And as you move through the world, you may notice that you will continue to dry, and as you do, only the salt will remain. And the salt purifies us because it is a mixture of water and fire, cleansing, clarifying, and purifying. And we get to choose. Is it the salt in the wound or the salt of wisdom that we like, that we need in order to become the salt of the earth? I'm staying here for a moment. Squeeze yourself tight just one more time. And then release your hands down to your knees. Bring your right hand to your heart, your left hand to your heart, your right hand on top of the left. And we're going to close out today's practice with one long, deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. Thank you.